This dead man is on fire! Ooh, Alicia Keys, watch out because I'm butchering your songs and I'm very sorry. I'm John Renton with the retro review of WWE Royal Rumble 1998. Man, everything was on fire, including the casket at the end of the show. The crowd was also on fire. And then we're hopefully not, singed by the flames because fucking hell, that was a big goddamn fire. Kicked off the Kane Undertaker feud proper. I mean, even though it had already been like sizzling and everything, that really turned it up like 5,000 fucking degrees, literally, because of the fire. And then it carried us into Mania 14 and the Inferno match, and then it got muddied and everything. But boy, that initial build and the finish there at Mania 14, that was some good shit. Yes, it got muddied later, and they would team up feud, and stuff like that, and they would do whatever. But is Undertaker versus Kane one of the best rivalry storylines in WWE history, at least modern? It had to be up there, because it went a while, and they'd find a way to keep it fresh more often than not. I actually think their 2010 feud was pretty underappreciated, even though it wasn't great, given the limitations that those guys, had at that point in their respective careers. They did some pretty good work. So anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know that. So San Jose, great hot crowd, literally. 18,500 some odd people. Cool but cheesy hype package. Despite the fact Vince McMahon had been saying it's sports entertainment, pal. He treated it like a sport here. It was like, this cool Undertaker, Shawn hype package, Rumble hype package. Really cool because they were in the Attitude Era, but they were still trying to treat it like a sport before everything went fucking bonkers. And some for good, some for the Terry Reynolds miscarriage angle. Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara should have been chased out of the goddamn country for that. Poor Terry Reynolds. JR and Lawler on commentary. Mike Tyson in the skybox. Don't worry, I'll get to him. Vader versus the artist formerly known as Goldust with Luna Vachon. Pretty big pop for Vader. Hey, remember when Vader could have meant something in WWE and then Shawn Michaels happened? Thanks, Shawn, you fucking prick. Anyway, yeah, I'm always going to think Shawn's a prick for that. Yeah, he changed. He got saved, and he got good on him for getting clean. Good on him for getting saved. And whatever, it is what it is. JR is quoted as saying, Vader is thick. There are a lot of quotable lines that can be taken out of context from JR. And Vader bomb with Luna on his back, and Vader gets the pin, but my God, Luna almost hit her neck on the ropes. That would have been fucking dangerous. And then Austin arrives in a truck. Michael Cole can't get a word from him. Austin had a chance to chase Michael Cole out of the arena with his truck and prevent us from having to endure his fucking torturous commentary for the next 22 to 23 years. Michael Cole is an embarrassment to wrestling commentary. Anyway, the Godwins show up because Austin has a bounty on his head. Vince McMahon is not happy with Austin and then would place another bounty on his head at the 99 Rumble. You remember the 99 Rumble? The one that nobody likes because Vince McMahon won it and it was fucking stupid. Just should have had Austin win it. I mean, I'm just saying. Vince McMahon winning the Rumble was... Not that Austin winning that Rumble would have meant much of fucking anything, but good lord. Anyway, we then get to a six-man mini match. It's Max Mini, Mosaic, not the painting. Nova versus Battalion, El Torito, not that one. And Tarantula, six-man mini match with Sunny as a referee. Sunny with six men at once. It's a light day, a light hour for her. Look, if she would actually just, stop being a toxic person and, just admit that she had faults and actually stick to the WWE rehab program and stop being a toxic piece of shit and a goddamn moron, then maybe people wouldn't make fun of her and say that three of these men could have taken her at once because she only has so many viable holes that still had any traction left in them, and that she was passed around like a joint at a college party when it came to the locker room talk. Look, Sunny is a goddamn idiot, and I have no problem saying that. She was good for her time, and then people used her up and threw her away. To be fair, given how toxic she was, oh well, bye Sunny, you should have never been in wrestling. Granted, she at least was a good promo, and way better than Sable was. Sable should have never been there, and don't worry, I'm going to get to Sable soon. So yeah, Sunny with six men at once. Yeah, those poor guys having to work with Sunny, who wasn't any fucking good by this point. So many short jokes, so many arm drags. The crowd didn't care about this, and then we got dives aplenty. We did get some cool short jokes, though. As much as I'm not a big fan of Lawler on commentary, he did say Max Mania should have a kid. That way he could have someone to look up to, which was funny. It was. I wouldn't make short jokes like that. I would stand tall above those. But honestly, it was a six-man, mini lucha match. It was good for what it was. It should have actually been about half the time that it was because now the crowd got into it, and credit to these guys for doing a bunch of dives. that couldn't have been easy. That had to have been scary because it was a bigger fall for them. But still, it should have probably ended sooner than it did. I believe Max Mini pinned El Torito again, not that one. And then we get the Nation trying to get Austin. They fail. We get a Rock promo mentioning Bill Clinton sleeping with somebody. I don't remember who it was right now, but you lay with a dog, you're going to get fleas. Great lines by Rock. Let's be honest, Bill Clinton deserved these comments and then some for all the shit that he did. And then we get Shamrock versus The Rock Intercontinental Championship match. They always worked well together. Rocky sucks chance, and Shamrock was a natural at this. We get the Nation showing up later when it looks like Shamrock's about to win. Rock hits him with brass knucks, puts the knucks in Shamrock's tights, almost touching his four-leaf clover. And then, even though he kicks out too, Rock almost gets a victory. Nope, belly to belly from Shamrock, 1, 2, 3. But then Rock plays it like, oh no, he hit me in the face with something. Shamrock finds the knucks in his tights and says, those aren't mine, those aren't mine. Reverse decision. So Shamrock is not the Intercontinental Champion, and he snaps and kills the referee, whoever the fuck that was. And I think it was Jack Doan, just does the ankle lock on him. Los Boricuas attack DOA. I always screw that up. If Carlos Colon had led that group, no locker room shower would be safe. And fuck Carlos Colon and fuck Jose Gonzalez for murdering Bruiser Brody. Carlos helped it and helped cover it up. He's a goddamn piece of shit for it. He should have never been put in the WWE Hall of Fame. And Abdullah the Butcher is also a fucking liar for for saying that he didn't know what happened. So yeah, he can burn in hell as well whenever he goes, because he was never a wrestler. He was never any good. He was an attraction, a big tub of goo that was an attraction. I have no problem saying that about Abdullah the Butcher, because hardcore wrestling, deathmatch wrestling, is fucking stupid. So anyway, enough of a rant there. New Age Outlaws versus LOD tag title match wasn't good. Animal's back was injured. Road Dogg could never really do anything besides cut a promo. Honestly, I kind of wish we could... You know what? Never mind. Road Dogg ain't even worth the goddamn effort. He was fucking rotten in the ring, and he didn't deserve the spots that he got. And he still has that, and he's still being a fucking problem backstage and ruining NXT creative. So Hawk gets handcuffed, chair to Animal, causing a DQ. And then Hawk breaks the cuffs and then swings a chair at the Outlaws safely, even though he could have crowned Road Dogg and hurt him, except Road Dogg doesn't have a brain, so it wouldn't actually hurt him. Video package on Austin, the Vince's Bounty, and a Rumble match. One of my favorite Rumble matches, actually. Cactus Jack at number 1, Chainsaw Charlie at number 2. Remember the story about how Kevin Dunn said that they had to make Terry Funk Chainsaw Charlie because nobody would have known who Terry Funk was, despite the fact Terry Funk had been wrestling for years and years and years, and fans in New York particularly were knowledgeable, where Chainsaw Charlie debuted. And he had wrestled in WWE previously, not for very long, but, he's Terry Funk. Everybody knew who he was. And honestly, of course we knew who Terry Funk was, because Kevin Dunn thinks that the fans are idiots. I'm starting to think that, I wish that Kevin Dunn's dad had just not saved those tapes in a fire or something like that, because then Kevin Dunn wouldn't have had this goddamn job. Or at least somebody could take over and fire Kevin Dunn. He doesn't fucking deserve to be there. He's a fucking goddamn doofus. He does not deserve to be in the goddamn company. So, Tom Brandy at number 3. He was out very quickly. Not a very sincere performance. Rock at number 4, lasting 51 minutes. He got his trash can on the head. Cactus and Chainsaw, by the way, doing constant chair shots. No. Mosh at number 5. The Future Beaver Cleavage. Again, thanks, Russo, you fucking idiot. Phineas at number 6. I know what we're going to do today. We're going to last in the Rumble a little bit and then get eliminated. 8-Ball at number 7. It was Don Harris or Ron Harris. I don't care. They're the Aryan Harris brothers, and they all look alike to me. And Cactus Jack gets thrown out. Not the last time we see Foley. Blackjack Bradshaw at number 8 for 35 minutes. Owen at number 9. Jarrett and Cornette attack him, because they were doing this NWA run-in thing. And then Blackman at number 10. D'Lo at number 11 lasts 32 minutes. A lot of guys lasted 20-plus minutes in this. It also only lasted 15. I mean, granted, he was number 24, but still. Kurgan at number 12. One of 2 Rumble performances, and he was in the Sherlock Holmes movie. He was a big, beefy guy that Robert Downey Jr. beat up. Fun fact, in case you didn't know. So, Thrasher at number 15 lasted 28 minutes. Mankind number 16. He tosses out Chainsaw Charlie soon after. Goldust at 17, or as formerly known as Goldust, 26 minutes, that is. Jarrett at 18. Owen runs out, tosses him out soon. Good, because Jarrett never drew a dime, so why the fuck should he be there? And in Honky Tonk Man, number 19, with Triple H on crutches. The worst long-running Intercontinental Champion of all time. Honky Tonk Man, one of the worst talents that I've ever seen. Couldn't fucking work. And if he, was any kind of good promo, he actually would, be able to be more than just a goddamn catchphrase. And I know you can say that about a lot of people, but Honky Tonk Man, he wasn't any good. Fucking hated the guy. So, Triple H helps eliminate Owen because that's going to lead to a match, I believe, at Mania 14 for the European Championship. Ahmed Johnson at 20, and that's just as many knee pads that he had on. Look at Ahmed Johnson in 97. He, ran to the ring. He was full of energy and everything, stuff like that. Yes, he had injuries, but by this point, he had come back. He couldn't even stand up. Look at how long it took him to stand up. It's like watching Bad News Brown at the end of his career WWE run, that is, try to stand up. Ahmed Johnson was fucking wiped out. He was blown up, and then he would go to WCW a little bit later. Remember that? Remember his run in WCW, which was really goddamn shit because he was about 8,000 pounds heavier than he was? Ahmed Johnson, rather, one of the worst goddamn, projects that Vince McMahon ever, tried to invest in. So, yeah, just not good at all. This just was, Mark Henry is handling the Big Johnson was a line from JR, which is pretty damn funny. Skull at number 22, he didn't show up because he got beat up earlier. And then Stone Cold 24. By the way, Kama Mustafa was also 23. Austin gets a huge pop. He knocks out Mero and 8-Ball instantly. And we just get various people in there. Savio at 26, Farouk at 27. At Los Barriquas helped Savio Vega attack Stone Cold again. Carlos Colon wasn't there because no locker room showers involved. And The Rock and Kama Mustafa, despite being part of the Nation, are going at it. And he says, The Rock and Kama just wailing at each other's knob here. I think JR had some issues. Or maybe I do for interpreting that. Dude Love at 28, Vader at number 30. Comes down to Rock and Austin. Austin wins. This is a really good Rumble. Well-paced. Good shit. And then Michael Cole. They cut to Michael Cole with Mike Tyson in the skybox. He says, Mike, what do you think of the Rumble match? What do you think of Stone Cold? Those are the lines. Mike Tyson. Cold Stone is my man. You had one job, Mike. One fucking job. God damn it. Anyway, Cold Stone. Maybe you wanted ice cream. I don't know. Shawn with Triple H in China versus Undertaker. Casket match for the WWE Championship. And Shawn takes that bump and hurts his back so severely that he's gone for 4 years. Yet Vince McMahon paid him all that time. And his back injury miraculously healed. I'm not saying he didn't hurt his back. I just always wondered about the validity because he was so pilled out of his mind. Vince probably saw it as an opportunity. You should go home. You should get clean. And he eventually did. And credit to him because a lot of people wouldn't do that. Wrestlers or otherwise. Wouldn't be able to kick the habits. He did. And he does deserve a boatload of credit. I've always questioned the validity of the back injury. But, or at least the severity of it. But that's just me. Do you guys think that Shawn's back injury was that legit? Do you think he was pumping it up so he could go home? Do you think it was also so he could go get clean? I would like to know. Please let me know in the comments. This wasn't a bad match. Actually, it was one of their better matches that they would have. But everybody was waiting for Kane to show up. At one point, Undertaker's in the casket, and then Shawn does a crotch chop, and Taker grabs his dick. Ouch. Man, you never want to be staying over a casket and have the body grab your dick. Trust me on this. Just don't ask me anymore. Very, very traumatizing. Never go to a funeral home at night. So anyway, basically we get a double casket visual or double elimination visual. They're both in the casket. Shawn tries to get out and then gets dragged back in. Really cool shit. And then the heels attack Taker. Cool. It's 1994 all over again. 6 men pounding the Undertaker into oblivion, says JR. I swear, I'm mature when it comes to wrestling. Kane shows up. He lays them out and then lays out Undertaker, throws him in the casket. And then Undertaker, is locked in the casket, yet he obviously gets out underneath. Because given what happened, you would have to have that, be the case. Because there's no way you could do this properly. Undertaker is wheeled to the stage. And Kane gets an axe. They only have a few minutes left before the goddamn thing goes off the air, pay-per-view wise. Hits it with an axe. Just keeps hitting and hitting the thing. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He works all night, and his name is Kane. And he finally gets a hole in it, lights it on fire, and it was a cool visual, despite being hot. Me so on fire, feeling hot, hot, hot. That's it. That was the end right there. What's going to happen to The Undertaker? Undertaker can't come back from this. Undertaker and casket matches at WrestleMania, or at the Royal Rumble, they really don't work out all that well. They work out great at WrestleMania because he beat Mark Henry. I don't think he won one until like 2005 against Heidenreich. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.